G. Ravi Krishna Swami. I am here to teach Material Science and Metallurgy subject. In the previous presentation, we discussed about the introduction of the subject. In the introduction, we covered the necessity or requirement of material and how this subject is important to every individual, and properties of the materials and criteria to select the material and engineering requirement of materials and the outline of the subject we discussed. In order to explain little more about the introduction, here engineering requirement. In the engineering requirement, I told you for any branch of engineering, this is very helpful. Why? Because once you wake up in the morning, from a bristles of a brush to the very precious gift you are giving to your loved one, like diamond, all are materials only. Every product what we are touching is material. So it is very important subject, as we explained in the previous presentation. I told the example like chair and all. We discussed about the properties, and the properties are physical properties, chemical, thermal, electrical, mechanical, optical and magnetic properties. Yeah, fine. Criteria for the selection of materials we discussed, and the criteria application we discussed. I explained about aerospace application. Yeah, fine. Processing and economic, these are all we discussed already yesterday. Just I am recalling it. Fine. Outline of the subject. In this subject, we are concentrating more about metals and alloys. Whereas many materials are there, like concrete material, plastic material, metals, alloys, polymers, composites, many kind of materials are there. For mechanical engineering people, the main area of interest is metals and alloys. So, whereas concrete is the area of interest of civil, whereas polymer plastics is the area of interest of polymer engineering. For our area of interest is metals and alloys. Therefore, we concentrate in this subject more about metals and alloys. In this subject, in the first unit, we are going to cover structure of materials and constitution of alloys and equilibrium diagrams. Today I am going to start the structure of metals and constitution of alloys unit. Whereas ferrous metals is second unit, and heat treatment is third unit, and powder metallurgy is fourth unit, and ceramic and composite materials is fifth unit. This is about the overall glimpse of the subject. Let us get into the more in detail into the subject. Unit 1. First, structure of metals and constitution of alloys. This is a Unit 1 main line. In that, our first topic is bonds in solids. Bonds in solids. These bonds in solids, about bonds, you studied in your intermediate chemistry more. You you covered after intermediate. You just passed only first year. Now you are in second year. Therefore, you are also familiar. You still remember. Now, of course, I recall here again. Bonds in solids. So, in solids means always remember those are metals. Fine. Types of bonds in solids. How many bonds are there? 5 types of bonds are there. First one is ionic bonding, covalent bonding. Third one is metallic bonding and hydrogen bonding and van der Waals bonding. In this bonding, let us get into the first ionic bonding. Before discussing about in detail more about this bonding, let us recall our atomic structure. Fine, here. In this diagram, we know every matter consists of some elements. In that element is a composition of so many atoms. Every atom consists of nucleus at the center and electrons revolve around it. Nucleus consists of positively charged proton and whereas electrons are negatively charged. That is there in the diagram. Whereas this is your nucleus. In the nucleus, there are protons and neutrons are there. Proton and neutron are positively charged. Whereas electrons, these are all electrons. Electrons revolve around the nucleus. Whereas every matter, the most of the mass consists by nucleus only. Fine. This is about the just I am recalling your intermediate chemistry, that is neutron, proton and electron. Neutron and proton together called nucleus. Now understand more about the bondings. You understand na? Proton, neutron, electron. Fine. Let us go into in our bondings. First topic, ionic bonding. Ionic bonding. So ionic bonding, the definition. Ionic bonding is caused because of attractive force existing between positive ion and negative ion. Ionic bonding is caused because of attractive force between positive ion and negative ion. As we know already, in atoms, there is an attraction or repulsion between some atoms, and there is a positive, because of positive and negative forces between the ions, the bondings will form, as we already know. Fine. This ionic bond is causing because of attractive force existing between positive ion and negative ion. When they are brought into close proximity, means if two ions, positive ion and negative ion, come close to each other, those both will form bonding. The type of bonding is called ionic bonding. They are formed when atoms of different element lose or gain their electrons. To understand this topic, to understand this concept, I should tell. For example, this is one atom. This is another atom. These two atoms has its own electrons in the orbits. These own orbits. So when these two metals or materials come in close in contact with, there will be change of order of these electrons. Therefore, losing or gaining of elements lose or gain the electrons in order to achieve stabilized outermost electronic configuration. So losing or gaining of electrons will happen. Because of this losing or gaining, this bonding is happening. They are formed when atoms of different elements lose or gain their electrons in order to achieve stabilized outermost electronic configuration. So every metal has to come into some stabilized position. In order to stabilized position, it has to lose or gain electrons. That is the concept I am explaining. Fine. They are formed when atoms of different elements lose or gain their electrons. Fine. Hope you understand. Yeah, this is, for example, if you take sodium chloride, NaCl. In NaCl, this is a Na and Cl. When these two sodium and chlorine, when two both come in close, this electron and this electron, some attraction force or repulsion force will be there. So sharing of electrons will be there. Those both will form sodium chloride. This both is having positive and negative charges. So this is what this is how ionic bonding will form. To understand about the ionic bonding. Properties of, suppose if any solid is existed because of if any solid is having ionic bonding, those solids have these properties. So ionic solids are rigid, means those are very tough. Those are rigid, those are very tough and crystalline. Whereas sodium chloride, how is your salt? It is a crystalline material. So these ionic solids, the solids formed due to ionic bonding are rigid, very tough and crystalline in nature. They have high melting and boiling points. High melting and boiling points. The solids which formed due to ionic bonding have high melting and boiling points. Ionic solids are good insulators of electricity. Solids are good insulators of electricity in their solid state. Yes, every metal can go into molten state and solid state. When those are in solid state only, those are good insulators of electricity. That is what it means. Good conductor of electricity in their molten state. The solids which formed due to ionic bonding have good conductor of electricity when those are in molten state, and those are good insulators of electricity when those are in solid state. Another property is ionic solids. It is soluble in water, na? Therefore, it is ionic solids are soluble in water and slightly soluble in organic solvents. Slightly soluble in organic solvents. Solvents in the sense the solvent is defined as the material in which other material can dissolve. So solvent, fine. So, slightly soluble in organic solvents. Simply, ionic solids are soluble in water and also in solvents. Next bonding is covalent bonding. Covalent bonding. How this covalent bonding will form? Covalent bonding is formed when two or more electrons of an atom in its outermost energy level are shared by other atoms. Electrons in outermost orbit is shared by other atoms. As I find, this is one atom, this is another atom. Here one electron, here one electron. When these two are shared, by sharing, this covalent bonding will happen. As I would like to explain in this. Same example here. So, imagine with the same like this, another atom is there. Here this electron is shared by another atom is there. Here one more electron is there. This electron will share. So due to sharing of these electrons, covalent bonding is forming. Fine. Yeah, fine. In this bonding, stable arrangement is achieved by sharing of electrons rather than transfer of electrons. So once the sharing of electrons is over, both metals or both materials have to come into stable position. So the stable position is achieved from sharing of electrons. That is what it means. Sometimes a covalent bond is also formed when two atoms of different non-metals share one or more pair of electrons. Not only single electrons, two or more pair of electrons also sharing possible. So when the pairing of two or more electrons or between two atoms takes place also, covalent bonding will form. Example, here you can see bonding between two atoms of same element, means chlorine atom. In the chlorine atom, here one electron, another electron. By joining of these two electrons, this covalent bond is formed. Whereas here in this example, bonding between two different non-metals. Non-metals means H2O. This is here hydrogen, and here oxygen. Between hydrogen and oxygen, sharing of electrons took place. Between this hydrogen and this oxygen also, sharing of electron took place. Because of this sharing of electron, covalent bond formed. Example is H2O, and between the same atoms, chlorine, and two different atoms, hydrogen and oxygen. Hope you understand. Properties of the solids obtained by bonding of covalent bonding has these properties. Those properties are bad conductor of electricity. Those are bad conductor of electricity. Fine. Low melting and boiling points. These solids have low melting and boiling points. Insoluble in water. And soluble in organic solvents. There are solvents, organic and inorganic, soluble in organic solvents, like example benzene. So what are the properties of these? That is bad conductor of electricity, low melting and boiling points, insoluble in water, and soluble in organic solvents like benzene. So these are the properties of solids which formed due to covalent bonding. Next, very important, metallic bonding. Is there exactly in your syllabus, metallic bonding. So metallic bonding, how it is formed? In a metal atoms, the electrons in their outermost energy levels are loosely held by their nuclei. In metal atoms, in metals also atoms are there. In atoms, the electrons in outermost orbit are loosely held. Means here atom is there, nucleus is there, here electrons are there. From the nuclei, here many orbits are there. Fine. In this outermost electron, for example, this is a metal atom of a metal. Here these electrons are loosely packed. That is what it means. These are loosely packed in metals. That is what this sentence means. Fine. Thus metal may be considered as cluster of positive ions surrounded by a large number of free electrons. So from this definition, what we can understand, any metal consists of cluster of positive ions surrounded by large number of free electrons. So in any metal, in outermost orbit, free electrons are there. So any metal consists of large number of free electrons, forming electron cloud. So in this diagram you can see, here these are all electrons are not bonded to any particular atom and are free to move about in the solid. Here these are cloud of atoms. The properties of metallic solids. So everybody know how your metal has high melting point and high boiling point and high thermal and electrical conductivity. Is your metal aluminum and all high metal and high thermal and electrical conductivity, high melting and boiling points. Metallic solids are malleable and ductile. How your metal ductile means it can elongate. So these are the properties of solids which formed due to metallic bonding. Hydrogen bonding. How this hydrogen bond forms? It arises as a result of electrostatic attraction between atoms. Hydrogen bond forms due to electrostatic attraction between atoms. So when two atoms are there, then there is electrostatic attraction, then only hydrogen bond forms. For example, H2O is there. Here, two hydrogen and oxygen. There will be electrostatic attraction. So, H2O, there is hydrogen bonding will form. Fine. Properties of hydrogen bonded solids. If any solid formed due to hydrogen bonding, those properties are relatively strong. This is a very strong bonding, and no valence electrons, hence good insulators. Those are good insulators, and soluble in both polar and non-polar solvents. It is soluble in both polar and non-polar solvents. They are transparent to light. So the solids which form due to hydrogen bonding are transparent. Water molecule examples are water molecule and ammonic molecule. Water molecule is transparent, na? So water molecule H2O, what bonding is there? Hydrogen bonding is there. So this is about hydrogen bonding. Last bonding is covalent, van der Waals bonding. Van der Waals bonding and temporary bonds between molecules of the same. So this van der Waals bonding is very weak and temporary. Weak and temporary bonds between molecules of same substance are known as van der Waals bonding. See, in the same substance, between two molecules, bonding will form. That bonding is van der Waals bonding. That is very weak and temporary. Types of van der Waals forces. Many types are there. Dipole, 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 induced dipole, and dispersion. This is just to give little glimpse about van der Waals bonding. I just put this slide. This is not so important to you. In this, among these 5 types of bonding, metallic bonding is very important. So that you can explain more about metallic bonding, ionic bonding, covalent bonding, hydrogen bonding, and all. Fine. This is about the different types of bonding solids. So because of this bonding only, the solids formation taking place. What we explained today, that is introduction of the previous presentation. The importance of the subject I explained, and outline of the subject I explained, and different types of bondings. What are those different types? 5 types of bondings are there. What are those 5 types? First bonding is ionic bonding. How it is forming between or positively charged and negatively between two ions, attraction or repulsion force, it is happening. Ionic bonding, covalent bonding, hydrogen, metallic bonding, and last van der Waals bonding. So these are the 5 types of bonding we discussed today. I explained about the in each and every bonding. What I explained, the definition of how the bonding is forming I explained, and properties, the solids which formed because of the particular bonding, how the properties vary I explained. So in every case of bonding I explained the definition and how it forms and the properties I explained in every case. In the next presentation we will discuss about the crystallization of the metals.